YouTube everyone, welcome back to the channel. For today's VOD review, we're going to go through map 4 and map 5 for the boys War, J Rules, Octi and Bo. Sit back, relax and let's go through it. As we approach Black Ops 6, we're at the final hurdle, the final stage of the season, and right now what I'm really going to focus on is teamwork, map awareness, and overall the effect that you have on your teammates. I'm not really going to focus too much on Modern Warfare 3 in terms of like, oh, you should have done this on Rio specifically. I really want to focus on the game and how we can use this map and this VOD review for Black Ops 6. So let's go through it. The team I'm kind of coaching and we're going to be going through is going to be the yellow team in this scenario. In this case, it will be, let's make the colors at least a little bit coordinated. So what we'll do is, because we're going to be working with Dallas Flat, we'll make it the red team. So the blue team on both sides is the enemy, right? So nice and simple. Yeah, hopefully that's okay for you guys. Let's go through it. I might be opening this up every few minutes just to make sure my voice is still activated. It's my OBS. So if you see this come up, don't worry too much about it. We're just going to be testing it. Okay, just make sure. Okay, perfect. Let's get into it. So starting off in terms of natural setup, what's really going on in this scenario. So in terms of the team, right, it's good to understand the team dynamic. So from what I understand, War is the main AR player. You have J Rules, who's a bit more of an AR as well. Him and Octi, I would say, are kind of like, for me, the role fillers, which is really good to have in the team. They're kind of your role fillers, and then you have Bo as your SMG. So you got your SMG, you got your AR, and then you have two kind of role fillers. I feel like Octi also plays a bit more of an AR and J Rules is more of a role filler as well, but it's just, that's how I kind of look at the team, which I think is a really good dynamic to start with. So we've got a good dynamic to start with. Let's see what happens and how they break into this hill. So they go through, immediately they pick up certain angles, okay? So one thing I'm always going on about is the equipment usage, especially at the start of the game. I think one thing they need to be doing here, I don't know if they did, but we're going to be using the TAC maps and we're going to be using the actual Codcaster maps. What we're going to be doing is TAC maps is going to be for our potential setups and things I think they should have done, and the actual map is going to be highlighting things that actually happen just to make it easier. So right now, one thing I would say as a yellow team, what you have to be doing, I don't know if they did, but you have to be chucking your equipment into this area here. It's a non-negotiable. If we look at TAC maps, this is the danger spot here, okay? The start is so important. If you can get your equipment, when you go to these stairs, if you can throw your equipment over and you land in this area here, you're causing so much danger for the blue team. It's unbelievable. You can literally see right now, look at the choke point that I've highlighted. There's 3 members from the blue team in that area. So if you could chuck 2 or 3 stuns and nades there, you're guaranteed to get some damage off. So for me, that's definitely a first thing. And then the next thing is, I think they're doing a great job is picking up the bridge if they feel like no one's there. So once they've cleared this area, once they've cleared the bridge area, then based on the number of people alive, I would recommend one of them backing off and just watching the boxes. Okay, it's all about making sure you have total map control. So let's play it out and see what happens. So they go through and you can see straight away, for me personally, I think this is a big red flag. Okay, the fact that Nasty and the blue team were able to get the nade off War, and in this case the yellow team, the team we're trying to go through, they weren't able to get any equipment kills. That tells me that 1, their equipment wasn't thrown properly, or 2, it just wasn't coordinated enough. Okay, so again, back to the drawing board. These are basic things we need to be doing, right? So as we go through, I'm going to try and see if we can see anything here. So I can see straight away Octi didn't use his equipment. Now I'm going to forgive him, not forgive him, that's the wrong word, but I'm going to kind of understand his perspective. Maybe he was trying to get there as quick as possible, but I still believe the stuns and nades need to be thrown on the right to these stairs here. These players here should not be able to push for free, and they should not be able to get any kills. Okay, so let's play it out. You see they go through, they go across, and you can see straight away they lose a gunfight, they lose one, he goes through, he ends up making it a 2v2, he gets a bit mixy here, they go through, the trades go in, and the blue team get a clean wipe. I love what Octi did here. Let's talk about it. This play right here, I think initially it was a bit of a poor play from the boys, I'm not gonna lie. I think it was a bit of a poor play to lose those initial bloods, but this is something I really like what Octi did here. Okay, let's use TAC maps for this example and explain the thought process from me personally. So as we go across, let's pause it right here. Okay, this is a really good example of what happened. The blue team won the initial break. I've kind of mentioned that already. I don't think that was a good play from the red team. When I say red, again, just so you guys know, we're talking about red and yellow as the same team here, just to make it easier. So in this scenario, I think the red team actually has a better setup for P1. You get there first, you have the nades, you should always be winning the break. Again, we've discussed that issue. There's no need to go on about it. But the next thing we have here, 3 people are dead, okay? Octi is the last player alive. In this scenario, we know there's 2 spawns on the map. There's 1 spawn here and 1 spawn here, okay? In this situation, these 3 are dead, so we can kind of assume they're going to be spawning back here. Logically, they should be spawning back here. That's what we're going to go through, that assumption. So they go through, they spawn back here. Okay, cool. That's fine. Absolutely perfect. Now we're at the place where, what do the blue team do? They're going to push out, and they're going to try to hold choke points like this. They're going to try to hold something like this, maybe something like this, right? They're really going to try and trap the red team. Let's assume all 4 are dead. They're going to really try and trap the red team here. They're going to be watching the choke points, and they're going to be really trying their best to keep the red team here, because not only do the blue team get P1 now, they also have the rotation for P2. Really important stuff here. But the thing I think Octi did so well is he played his life. To me, really good play here, because now look at the disconnect, look at the difference. Okay, this was the setup I think they should have had as a blue team if they got 4 down. Okay, this is the setup I think they should have had. Let's look at the tac maps now. This is the scenario with 4 down, okay? So let me write that down. This is with four down, okay? But what actually happened, if we look at the real scenario here, with only 3 down, and 1 up, you look where Octi is. Octi's standing here. Look where number 2 is. I wanted the number to forget the arrows. So forget the tac map arrows. Let's look at this one. This number 2 player, instead of being on the bridge, he sat here facing the bridge. So he has no idea what's happening here. That's first of all, okay? So he has no idea what's happening here. The next thing is number 1. This guy should be watching these right stairs. This guy should be watching these right stairs. But guess what? He's over here watching his flank. So you see how Octi has brought out 2 members of the blue team. Great play. Now 2 members are distracted by Octi. They're both looking at him. That means his teammates are technically in a 3 versus 1. It's only number 4 left. Because this guy is spawned around there. So technically, even though they got 3 down, there's only 1 player watching the hill. You see the effect and impact you have when you play your life, you stretch the map. This is exactly what you want to see more of. Again, really bad break from the team, but that recovery right there is really, really important, okay? And you guys can do that when you're playing solo, when you're playing with the team, whatever the case may be. You want to stretch the map, especially when you're the last alive. So right now he goes through. It's very important for him to play his life. Now for me personally, to be a bit more impactful, he's got some equipment. Chuck a stun, chuck a nade, and look how much positive effect that's had. Look how brilliant this is now. Warlord gets the kill on visuals. The team's backed off. They're so scared of Octi now. They haven't even made a play. This guy goes through. He forgets about Octi. He makes him 1 shot and they get the trades, you see? It's a great recovery there. And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Fantastic play from Octi. And then unfortunately, they just lose their trades there. So Bo with a huge 2-piece there. But I think once again, the trades need to be a bit cleaner from the yellow side there. Let's go through. The trades are going in. 1 more kill here. I think in terms of trades, this gameplay was from a while ago. So I definitely think they've worked on their teamwork. But I think it just comes down to really utilizing that teamwork there. I think that's a massive thing they could work on, okay? But now we go through. Let's have a look here. What does Bo have to do with this? What's kind of the effect that Bo has right now? So we spoke about the spawns on this hard point. We got 1 spawn over there. We got 1 spawn over there. Let's actually use the tac maps and do the same effect here. So we know 1 spawns over there and 1 spawns over there for this next hill as well. So now let's play it out and kind of see what's happening. So I'm interested to see how they play this. So he goes through, and again, this is where I think the aggression can be a little bit slower. Like I think right now your pacing is important. So Bo spoke to me and said, right, how can I work on my pacing? And this is where I think you have to be very important. Think about this perspective right here. If you could go back in time right now and relive this moment as Bo, what would you guys do here? I want you guys to think, what would you guys do? What would the best play be? Now, this is really important because it's not about what the best play is. It's about what is the play that is likely to give us the lead going to the next hill. What is the best play to do here? So me personally, I'm looking at this scenario and saying, right, my team are dead. So I'm Bo in this case, okay? I'm thinking of myself as Bo. My team are all dead. That means 3 of them should spawn here, okay? Hopefully you guys are with me so far. So we're going to have 3 teammates spawning around here. I am ready for P2. Let's change colors a little bit so we know what we're talking about. This is going to be P2, okay? In an idle situation now, I am buying time so my teammates can travel through this area and help me without getting killed by the enemy. That's my ideal goal here. So what I personally would do if I'm Bo is I would try to be annoying and do something similar to Octi. What did Octi do? When his team died and he was there, he simply went towards their side and caused a distraction, right? So if I'm Bo here, I'm doing the same thing. I'm pushing through. I'm trying to be annoying and getting to their spawn. Why? Because they then have to turn around and look for me. The longer it takes for them to get me, the more time I'm buying for my team to rotate through. And that's the key feature for me personally. You're buying the time, okay? Let's have a look at tac maps here and show you guys on a different diagram. If I'm the blue team and we have a setup like this, it's very, very easy, right? Because I know the red team are pushing through. I know exactly what to do. It's very, very easy. You can see we've held them in nice and easy. But if we have 3 people down like they did, and they actually have 1 person right here going towards their spawn, in this case, this is Bo. They now have 2 people looking for me. You see the difference now? You see the difference now? This guy goes middle. Let's say this guy goes to the left. It's completely different because these 2 looking for me now, the two players that are looking for me now, they now give time for my red team. My red team now can push through. They're 3v1. It's nice and easy for my red team to retake. So when you're the last player, you don't want to die here, because then you have 4 people on one side and it's easy to hold. So I think, Bo, this is where you need to be a bit smart and say, right, I am the last alive. Let me go to their spawn. Let me play smart. Let me be annoying. I trust my gun skill. Let me be annoying. Let me be back here and causing a distraction. Instead, you see, he goes through and he wins. He goes for a gunfight. He ends up losing that gunfight. And now look, if number 1 and number 3 are good players here and they understand the scenario, they are going to get to these power spots before number 7 gets through. And that's the timing right there. What Bo wanted to do there, what he should have done, is buy time, let them be quicker, buy time, and let your teammates rotate around. Okay, so let's see what happens there. They go through and you're seeing it now. They go across, and look at this. If Snow was a bit more aware there, I think that's a fair word to use. If he was a bit more aware there, he probably gets that kill there. And you see they go through. In this scenario, yes, the yellow team broke it. But again, we're focusing on what we could do better. We're trying to be perfect. I don't expect everyone to be perfect all the time, but if we can learn, okay, what is the perfect play, we'll get closer and closer and closer. I can review my gameplay even when I fry, and I can see 30, 50 mistakes. The reason why is because Call of Duty is about every single micro decision, and that's what we're going through today in terms of getting prepared for Black Ops 6. So let's go through here. So when I look at this team, like I said, they've got the fundamentals, they've got everything in a good spot, but it's just about putting them together. Right there, Bo's got the gun skill, but it's about having the discipline to say, right, I'm going to buy time for my team. They go through X and play from wall there. Bo goes in. In terms of gun skill, great stuff there. Number 7, I love the play going through middle, and this is fantastic. You see they go through, they get a bit of a split spawn there, and right there, number 7. Again, being a little bit patient there. Octi goes through. He ends up catching terrible timing. It's a little bit all over the place right now. You can see from the map, they go through, the splits go in, and it looks like it's going to be a trade. Right there, I expect them to trade that. And you can just see the yellow team. They're just kind of all over the place in terms of the trades, and the blue team win that one. So P2 was a bit mixy. P1, they gave the blue team a lot of time. Let's see what they do in P3 and how they set up here. So straight away, there's a few things we want to highlight. What is the ideal setup? So again, I'm going to use attack maps here. I'm going to use attack maps to kind of set up what we want. So in this scenario, what we want here is we want a bit of a... Let's go through this together. So we're going through P3 now, right? So we're going through P3. So we're just going to focus purely on P3 right now. And we're going to focus on the spawns. So the spawns for P3 are exactly the same thing. So we're going to put the spawns here, which is going to be spawn 1, spawn 2. So right now, what you really want, so this is spawn 1, this is spawn 2. You really want to spawn here. Like, if I ask you where do you want to spawn, it's probably a no-brainer. You want to spawn here, okay? But what you don't want to do is you don't want to hold the hill like this. Because what happens is if you guys die, then, like, let's say the blue team pushes up, and this is where it gets really, really important for me. If this is your map control, let's say this is your setup, okay? You have one there, you have one like there, you have maybe one person there and say one person there. The problem you have is this. If the blue team set up a good push, let's say they push in together like this, they push in together. What happens if their trades go in? Let's say the blue team killed 2 people. Let's say it's 2-2, okay? So this guy dies, let's say he dies, let's say he dies, and let's say he dies, right? The problem you have now is, as they go through and they push through, they're in your base. Like, yes, you might spawn closer, but now this guy's fighting 2 people. It gets mixy. You're fighting 2 people. And imagine, let's just say the blue team win these gunfights, right? Let's say it gets, you know, trade. He dies. And then let's just say the blue player wins his gunfight. You are now in the hill. Even if they're spawning at the back now, by the time the fights are going in, your teammates are coming through. You see what I'm saying? Like, middle map control is clear. It's basically going to be map control from here. So yes, you may have the spawns if you're the red team, but you don't have a lot of map control. So after one wave of deaths, you're giving up the whole hill. So what I don't want to see is that. I want to see this team make sure they have high map control here. So I'm going to back away. I'm going to see what they do here. So I want to see the blue team, like, kind of struggle to break it. I want to see the red team have someone like Bo push up a little bit. I want to see someone like War on a head glitch getting like on a tank. I want to see Octi and Ocredi in an off angle. I want to see Bo pushed up. This is what I want to see. Something like annoying to play against. Let's see what happens there. We're going to play it out. So number 6 goes to left. Number 8 holds boxes. And right now, this is the small detail I want you guys to think about. It's just this bit right here. They're going through. So you have, again, for me, this is the disconnect I don't want to see happen, okay? As we go across, look at this right now. Number 8 right now for me, this middle map should be a priority. Like, I want to see them have this middle map, and I want to see them stop the opponents from pushing through. If I'm talking to this team, right, I'm saying, right, we want map control like this. For the hill, we want something like this. Instead of having this, you see this distance, this is map control right now. This is the extra map control we want to have. But look at this gap right here. Look at number 8. If number 5 is standing there, think about it. How can anyone come through boxes? If War is standing right there, it's not possible for anyone to come through boxes right now. So if I'm number 8, if I'm Bo, I should be screaming to go through middle map. I should be holding middle map, making sure they're not even coming through, and we have that map control. Same with number 6, the angle he's sitting at for me is he's sitting here watching this angle, right? Why not sit here and watch this whole angle? Look at the difference in angles. Over here, you only see that. You're very tunnel vision. You only see a small part of it. But when you're over there, you can see this whole area. So it's all about map control. It's all about gaining the map control, understanding where the opponents are coming from and stuff like that. So let's play it out once again. Let's see what happens here. They go through. So look what I'm saying. With rules, me personally, I prefer him over there because he just has a wider angle. Right now, he can't see visuals. He should be scaring visuals. He should be backing visuals away and making sure visuals can't get any gunfights and can't close the angle. War goes through again. War, 8 seconds left there, bro. You need to be holding boxes from a better angle. If we look through, look how many angles there are. You don't need to be there. You could be on the head glitch. You could be back on this head glitch. You could be on this head glitch. Play your life from a smarter angle, okay? Because you dying there, now they're worried about boxes, you see? So now middle map has less team pressure because they're worried about boxes. It all comes down to this domino effect. That's 2 dead here. That's 2 dead. Imagine if number 3 went down those stairs there. So Octi gets a trade there, but now you can see it's a bit mixy, right? They're backing away. Look at this. He's backing away, backing away. There's no map control. They don't know about boxes. And this is what I mean in terms of getting those kills. Right now, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Team map pressure. If this team wants to get to the level I know they can get to, they need to improve in this team element. Right now, I need to see this team push up here. I need to see one of these players getting mixy, sitting in a corner, playing an off angle, being annoying, so that when the blue team run past, they get easy kills. That's what I want to see. I want to see one of these players cutting the lanes here. Really important stuff here. And you can see they're all watching it. They're all holding it. I'm not a fan of this. I'm really not. Because the pressure's coming in. Your pressure's coming in. Look, they go through. Octi dies now. And look at the map now. I want you guys to look at the map, okay? And you're just seeing the delay and everything come together right now, okay? So again, in Black Ops 6, it's the same thing, boys. We need more map control. You see now, like, J Rules is holding it from an angle. Honestly, if Rules dies here, I can't blame him because there was no map control. And now look what happens. He's probably going to die because he's 3v1. And just like that, you guys are now collapsed. He made a great play getting that kill. And you can see how mixy it is. We don't want it to be this mixy. Bo has to go in. It's a clutch up. It's to go through. And just like that, they flip the spawns, right? We never, ever want this to happen. You guys are definitely good enough to have more map control. Because now look, now Octi's going through. He plays it patient. Great kill from Octi. Fantastic play. The gun skill has never been an issue for me. The gun skill has never been an issue with his team. The pacing hasn't really been an issue. It's more just having the effect. I want you guys to, like, when you have setups, really, really be impactful. What you did right there was fantastic. Fantastic play. Octi, great gun skill. Goes through, gets 3, gets 4. Absolutely fries them. You guys broke that hill. Now this is my point, and this is my kind of main point of this, okay? If I look back here, up to this point now, you guys messed up. You guys messed up. Against a better team, let me back away even more. Against a better team right now, when the trades are going in, out, right now. The trades are going in, trades are going in right now. If the blue team is a better team, if they're a top challenger team, again, no disrespect to Seattle Sloths, I don't know who they are, no disrespect to them, but if they're a better team here, this is my point. The yellow team in this case, I think, are going to lose the rest of this time now because they've lost the big setup and now they're going into a difficult area. Them clutching up is fantastic. Great play right now from Octi. Fantastic patience, great play. But we cannot go into this game, right? We need to be better at our setups because if you guys now are down by 40 and you lose these gunfights here, which I think you should have. When I say you should have, I'm saying, like, against a better team, they're not going to give you this opportunity, in my opinion, right? So let's say you're playing a really good team like a FaZe, right? And you've done this to them. This is the difference for me. Why we can't be letting them break our hill in the first 20 seconds, okay? So you guys getting through this point, that's great. That's a really good mentality to break the hill. Fantastic. But I'm looking at the problem, okay? I'm looking at the problem of why are we letting this happen in the first place. Now we've gone through that. Fantastic play from you guys to get back into the game, okay? But like I said, against a better team, we can't look at this as a victory. We can't look at this and say, that's going to happen, because it might not happen. And that's my big thing. It might not happen against a better team, and that's something we need to work on. That's something we need to make sure doesn't happen again, okay? So we go through. Unlucky, there we go across. Let's see what happens. So number 6 goes through. Number 6 again. If I'm J Rules right now, I don't want to be jumping out. I don't want to be flying down. Why? Because your whole team just died here, okay, bro? So in this situation, again, it really comes down to kill feed. Bo just died. You are by yourself, okay? So when you're by yourself right now, and Visuals dies as well. Sorry, Bo and War just die. Your other teammate is nowhere near you. You know at a minimum, at a minimum, you are down by 2 people, okay? Then you see your teammates nowhere near you. You should be thinking, right, I have one job. Delay the time, kill the opponents, maintain this map control for next heal. That's it. That's it. I don't want you to overcommit, do anything crazy here. Just take your time. Wait right now. See where Bo and War spawn. As soon as you see War spawn there and Bo spawn there, you know they are spawning out. You need to play your life there. So again, just you being a little bit over aggressive here, guess what happens now? They get the kill. They now turn around. They then set up for the new hill. So now look, you see number 1 now? You see how number 1's going to set up for the new hill? It's because you died. He now has a freedom to set up for the new hill. So it's a big domino effect. So again, they've got you guys trapped in here. They've got you guys kind of trapped in. You go through. Rules gets 1. 4 reads the pinch here. Vigil's going to hold it. Again, another kill goes through. They know that number 6 is trapped there. They know Rules is trapped there. I think number 4 should have stayed there, to be honest, but he's probably going to get the kill here. Yeah, so now you can see they get the kill, and now they're going to hold this angle. So you're seeing how it's all playing out, right? It all comes down to those 1 or 2 kills there. It's just about playing your life and sometimes waiting, being a little bit more patient there. Now you guys have 3 people. Let's see how you guys break this. First things first, equipment. I don't know if you guys have used it. I'm going to assume you have. Let's go through. So again, right there, Bo jumps in. Now, Bo's a very aggressive player, something we spoke about. But for me personally, I think understanding your pacing is going to be your biggest attribute. As Bo, I want you to work on that for sure, bro. Like right now, for me, if I asked you if anyone's boxes, I don't know if you could tell me the answer right now. So for me personally, even as an SMG, as an aggressive SMG, I don't see a world where you don't stay on this head glitch and play for a kill first. Because the first thing we have is J Rules is dead. So you guys are now 3 versus 4. The blue team they know you're coming through this area. They know this is your choke point, right? If they understand spawns, they know that you guys spawn over there and you're coming through that area of the map. So for me personally, even as an SMG right now, even as an aggressive player, what I would recommend and I would kind of advise you to do is play your life first. At least get the numbers back. Because you jumping in right now, let's say best case scenario, you get a kill. You're probably going to get traded, right? So now you get a kill. So Bo gets 1. Let's say you take out whoever. Let's say you take out Visuals, okay? Remember, your teammate is dead right now. So this is the score 3v3. And then you get traded, okay? You are still leaving your team now in a 3 versus 2. So now War and Octi have to go in and break this hill 3 versus 2, you see? And this is why I think sometimes, again, playing it patient is really important. Look what happens there. You jump in, they go through. You end up dying there. So now not only have you died, War's probably watching over you thinking, oh, you're going through, right? You're running in. So he's probably like trying to help you. So he's getting over aggressive and you guys get no kills. Now Octi's by himself. Rules has just spawned up. So now Octi's by himself. He has to play his life here. He has to play his life. He has to play his life. Him playing his life here, he's not really doing anything, which is fine. He can't do anything right now. And guess what? They are 4 down. Again, trophy system, they should be better. So one thing I will give Octi a lot of credit for is I think he plays his life really well when the team die. I think he does a really good job. As I say that right there again, you can see the effect this has. I never think you're going to be able to jump on because they know you're coming through there and you got no opening kills there. I know that nade did hit them, but they realistically have 3 people still. So it's one of those where I personally think, again, playing on that tank for me is such a better play there. Just playing on that head glitch and just stopping them from going through, such a better play, okay? Goes across, and you can see this whole hard point. I think you guys could have done a lot better of a job. You go through, you end up getting the kills eventually. Great pinch there. But once again, I think they had control of that, and you guys did a great job breaking. So I think your break there was pretty good. But again, the first break could have been a little bit more tactical from you guys. Going across now, the trades are going in. Look at number 7 for me. Octi, I love this play, playing it patient. I love this play. I really love this play. Holding mid-map pair. They should be rotating. This is fantastic. Really, really good stuff here. You see he's holding the mid-map control. I like this a lot. I like when number 8 is sitting, and this is what I think Bo's at his best. He's an aggressive player. Slow it down. Take your time. Look at this kill Bo gets. Perfect. Play cruddy. Be annoying. Cut the lanes. This is the play style I want to see from you, Bo. When you slow it down, you end up being more impactful. Then you reposition. Now you go for a different angle. You hold a different creddy. So again, right there, look at that. You hold a creddy. You go through. You should be able to get that kill. Okay. That was a bit all over the place. I'm not going to lie, but that was a bit poor from Bo. I'm not going to lie, but he ends up winning that one. Someone behind him again goes through, and you can see, look, he's playing creddy, and look how annoying he is. This is the Bo I want to see more of, okay? Now we go across and see what the yellow team are doing. So again, looking at the mini-map now, we didn't really have a lane. One thing I would recommend there is like one of the ARs picking a side. I feel like either picking this side or this side. It feels like you guys didn't really have a side there, and you guys you held a really narrow push. You kind of held a narrow push like this, and on this hill, you really want to just take a side or even take both sides and stretch the map out a little bit more. I think stretching the map out on this hill is really, really good because it just spawns them on even further and it makes it harder for them to break. So I would always have somebody around there or around there, just being really annoying. Something that Toronto Ultra did at the start of the game really well, like when Rio came out, was that right there. Because you see one goes through, you see how they're coming through different angles. You don't really want to do that. As a defending team, you don't want to be having the hill broken from different angles. Goes through, the last guy's on the hill. Let's pinch him as quick as possible. Perfect. So now we have a good setup right now. Let's see what happens there. So now you have number 7 watching middle. You have number 5 and number 2 watching over. And number 5 and number 8 watching over. Let's see what happens there. So number 8 is going to help in middle. This is absolutely fine. Great play. Takes out one. Great play there. That's another second one. I think right now you guys can do you guys can kind of stay where you are middle, work together. Again, just a small thing there. Like, I think right there, Bo and Octi, like you guys get 2 middle, right? In my opinion, this is where you can be really clinical. When I'm looking at these stuff here, it's like, right, how can we be even more clinical here? So I think this is where you guys got to like look back and say, right, what do we want to do here? Because I don't think there's one right answer, but we know that number 5 has an AR and he's sitting right there, and number 6 is watching over. The first thing I personally would say in this scenario, I think that Rules is in a good spot because he's watching over War, okay? Now, could he be a little bit pushed up? Maybe, but I'm okay where he is. I think he's got a great oversight over War. So in terms of worrying about this area here, I'm not really worried about it. What I would prefer, I personally would prefer number 8 and number 7 watching middle. So right now, I think this is actually perfect because you've trapped the blue team around here. I think this is really good. So let's kind of play out and see where it goes a little bit wrong. And I think this is where the small details go into it. So right now, most of this time, so you can see the disconnect here because now you have 3 people. Look at this. You now have 3 people watching this one way and you have 1 person watching middle. And this is where, again, you get bad timing, but this is something you're open to from these type of plays. So now look, you go through. Number 2 now goes across. Number 2 catches Bo in the sprint because number 7 goes through the gap. Of course, it was bad timing, absolute bad timing there. But you see the disconnect there. And now look, now number 7 goes across. He gets 1. And I just think, again, playing together there. I think number 7 and number 2 could play a little bit together there. It was bad timing though, so it is what it is. But now Octi dies as well, and now look, now middle map's open, you see? So it's just those small plays there. Like for me, right there, Bo and Octi separating, you've now given up the whole mid map there. So I would say 2 things. One is just you caught really bad timing, to be fair to you. I think you caught really bad timing. It wasn't the end of the world. But right now, in my opinion, in Octi, right now I think kind of has to go back to middle, and they need to get that kill on number 2 here. I think that's where it could be a little bit important. I feel like going through this route here, you're probably going to die, but then number 3 is there. So I understand why you did it. It's just one of those where I think you guys caught bad timing. To avoid that, I would say number 6 either pushes up a little bit, or Bo just stays and kind of watches middle with Octi. So I think it's just 2 things there you could have done. But again, I get it. It was one of those bad timings. But now you guys can see, you see how you lost the whole middle map? It's just those small details that we need to try and avoid if we can. So now we're going to go through. There's 1. So again, playing it patient, getting those trades right now. Let's see how you guys break it. War goes in, again, by himself there. Let's see again what War does here. I'm curious to see if he uses equipment. I'm really curious to hear. I'm going to see. Right, let's pause it together. I'm hoping War does. I've coached him a lot here. He's an iridescent player. He's used his equipment, so I'm okay with that. So right now, again, just about shouldering. One thing I would always recommend, like, War knows this as well. I think War knows this. It's one of those things that when I spoke to him, it's like sometimes when they're in hills, they kind of just run in and try making things happen instead of taking their time to break it. So right now I'm looking at this and saying, okay, let's pause it right now. Like, first of all, we have 3 people coming from 1 choke point. So that's never a good thing. We have 3 people coming from this door here, right? So that's never, ever a good thing because for the enemy team, they can always pre-aim it. So we have 3 people coming in, which is a bit of a red flag. But the next thing is, let's look at the kill feed. So 1 person's dead, 1 person's dead. We have a 3v3 here. Play for that advantage, like play for the first kill. You don't need to run in right now because honestly, like in this hard point, someone is always watching bridge. So I know you don't know this in this scenario, but we can kind of assume that someone's in our left or our right corner. I would say most of the time. I would really say most of the time here. So look what happens. He kind of gets into a trap by sliding in, and he gets killed from behind, and now he goes across. Bo gets 1, Bo gets a 2nd. So I would just say right there, War played it a little bit more patient and worked with Bo and not really slid in and went for that first kill together. They would have had the advantage. Bo gets a huge 2-piece, which is great, but right now number 5 needs to, who is it? Number 6, J Rules needs to go in. They know there's only 1 player. He needs to go in. He needs to be quicker there. In my opinion, right there, when Bo's weak, Rules needs to be the one ahead of him here, taking charge. Bo's normally the aggressive player, but as soon as Bo gets a 2-piece right now, I think Rules has to slide in. Like in my opinion right now, I feel like Rules has to just slide in here, slide in, throw a shoulder, get information, right? You now know the last player's there, and then Bo can come in when he heals up. So again, just right now, 2v1, play a little bit better here. You see they go through, you see he stands there and he's trying to win a gunfight. And this is where I think, again, could be a little bit smoother here. I think smooth is a key word. It was good, Panther. We're just in a coaching session right now, bro. So right now, we go through, and just like I mentioned, I think right now, I think J Rules needs to slide in. Just bait Tiger out, slide in, and let Bo go with him. Now Bo has to challenge him, but you see he's got the advantage. You see Tiger's got the advantage. So right there, what Bo did was fine, but I would like to see Rules still alive with him. You see what I'm saying there? Instead of Rules dying there, just shoulder it. And now imagine if Rules peaks now. You see where I'm coming from? Because Bo made a great play there, but just working together. Next thing, now choke point. They know the enemy's coming through these stairs. Chuck a stun, chuck a nade. The blue team are in a really bad spot here. They're in a terrible spot here, and I have to give credit to Bo there. Huge three-piece, fantastic play there. Goes through, and there you go. That's the one bit we want to work on, that over aggression. Okay, it's just that understanding of the map right there. Right now, you need to understand, right, they are pushing through the stairs. If I'm Bo right now, there is absolutely zero reason to overcommit and die as well. You don't need to die here if you're Bo, bro. You can easily slide to this head glitch. If you're Bo Jangles right now, if you're Bo, you could either hold these stairs here, like go prone and hold these stairs, or slide to this head glitch because you have War and Octi watching over you. All you need to do here, if we look at attack maps, is keep them trapped here. Keep them trapped here, throw your stuns, throw your nades, stay on the head glitch and be annoying. And I think this is one thing I honestly think that Bo, if he just learns his final bit of composure, I think he'll be godlike. Because right now, look, he gets 3 and then he goes in for the 4th. And it's like, you don't need to do that. Because now look. I know some people are saying, oh, I'm being a bit dramatic, but look at this now. Now it's a 3v3. It's a 3v3 now. But what if I pause this right now? What if instead of Bo being on these stairs, if I ask you right now, where would you like to be? Instead of being dead on these stairs, imagine if Bo was standing on this head glitch. Imagine that. I know you can't snake because they're playing, let's just say it's rank play. Imagine he's snaking this head glitch, for example. Do you know how annoying that is to deal with in comparison to standing on these stairs? They are not pushing through. You're buying time. And then guess what? War, he's cooking a nade. He chucks a nade here. You're getting another wave of kills and you're probably back in the game. So he made a fantastic 3-piece Bo, and then he makes a play like this. And now look, and now you're giving them a chance. And now it's 3v2 and they win another gunfight, you see? Now War's dead. Why? Because War was watching over you. He's by himself. They get the head glitch and now you go through and now they break the hill. So just like that, I'm not blaming Bo there, but that one little play there, it caused War to die, it caused Rules to die, and now look, and now they've got a full push. Snow gets killed as well, and guess what? He goes in by himself, Octi goes by himself, he goes through, he dies as well, and you're seeing a domino effect here. You're seeing a 1-kill effect. It happens all the time. Just like that, they've probably got about 20 seconds there, 3 go down, they got complete map control, 7 goes through, and guess what? Number 3's waiting there. He's waiting patiently, he's holding the pinch there. So this is the team that's understanding the map, they're understanding the dynamics of the map here. Look at this. Number 7's trying to get smart in the flank. I love the play from 7. Unfortunately, 3 reads it. So you can see right now, this is the trap. And now look, if we pause the map here, this is something I mentioned earlier. What you never want to have is you never want to have a situation where your whole team is on one side of the map. Why? Because look at the arrows now. 3, he's facing left. 2 is facing left. 1 is facing left. It's easy now for the blue team to hold the setup. It's very difficult for the red team, in this case the yellow team, to break the hill. Look at that. They're holding this. They're holding the right. Just what we spoke about. Number 2 now is going to hold the head glitch. They go through. And you can see great shots from Rules there. Now in an ideal world, if this number 4, if he was actually positioned around there, this number 1 would have been able to help number 2, and I think this is a harder break. Great shots on number 2 there. I don't expect him to die there without getting anything, so a bit unfortunate from his perspective, but good play from you. Good kill there. You go through, and it's a great break. Considering you had a really bad setup there, fantastic break. 4v2, let's see how you break this now. Again, good player, you're going through. Again, just a little bit patient there. Like, just a little, like right there, you guys are too good to lose that. You guys are way too talented to lose that. I don't care who you're playing, I don't care what the score is, you guys cannot be losing these gunfights, especially as your coach, as your team coach. If I know your gun skill, I know you guys are all Crimson Plus players, this can never happen in my opinion. Bo, we got to slow it down right now, or we got to be ready for something. We know they're around the hill, we got to be ready. We got to be ready right now. Look, Bo full sprints in, hits him once, and now Octi in his head is thinking to go for the trade, goes through and just ends up dying there as well. This cannot happen. We've now given them a lifeline for no reason there. We have to be getting that trades through. War, fantastic 2-piece there, great play there, kind of bails the team out here. 6 played their life really well there, and they've kind of bailed themselves out here. But once again, the blue team have control here. I don't mind this. I really don't mind this. I think it's a good play there, as long as they get that kill. Perfect. Okay, don't know where that cruise was going, but At least they got the map control. I love the play from 6 here. I love the play from 6 here to flank. Great play. Again, take your time here. Number 6 is going through. So if I'm war right now, really, really good split, by the way. I love this play right here. I'm going to highlight this play. This is just a simple split here. Great bait and switch, and I really love this play. But right now, if you're war, just stay here, bro. Just stay here, buy time, and distract. That's it. Distract. Why? Because your teammate's on the pinch. If you can distract, you're giving him the kills. And I think this is where sometimes people get a bit like over aggressive for no reason. Instead of playing the head glitch, you see how he's pushed through? This is my problem with it. Imagine if you die now, right now, they then focus their attention to number 6. Like, you just need to play your life here and not jump down. You see right now you've overcommitted. Now that this guy kills you, imagine if this instead, imagine you played your life here. Let's say you just shouldered it and this guy are looking at you. What happens then? What happens then? Number 6, he comes around the corner and he gets a nice little 2-piece. He dies, and you are still alive. But instead, you get a little bit too aggressive there. You end up dying right there, and now you leave it in a 1v1. Now, J-Rule should still win this, but in the off chance he dies here, in the off chance that he loses this 1v1, like imagine he loses that 1v1 there, you've lost the whole control. And that's where it gets really, really important. He should still win it, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to maximize our chances. And these small plays here add up, they really do. This wasn't a bad play, by the way, from Wars. This wasn't a bad play at all. I'm being very, very fussy right now, because I'm looking at this and saying, you know someone's there. I kind of get he doesn't know the second player is there, but even this scenario, like just back away and let him like come to you. You're doing fine. Just play the cover a bit more, because now you die. My point was this, like, actually, this isn't really a, oh, J-Rules must win this. This is actually a 50-50 where Zepp could easily win this. And let's play this out. What happens if Zepp wins this gunfight? What happens? Imagine if J-Rules dies right now. Zepp turns around and guess what? Just like we mentioned from earlier, the whole yellow side is now on the left. It's a very easy setup. I would say they probably get the next 25 seconds from that. So this one little play, you can see the domino effect it could have. Now, Rules wins it. Great play from Rules. He wins it. We move on. Doesn't really matter. Again, plays the sideline there. But you see when Nasty's playing there, I would have not minded you kind of playing a little bit slow on the head glitch and just kind of crouch there. But good play from you guys. 30 seconds left there. We don't need to get too aggressive. We don't really care about the spawns in this case. We want to kind of hold the new spawns. But good play there. Great play. I would like to see someone rotate. Yeah. So this is where it gets a bit tricky. I think having 4 people here is just one of those where I think right now we've got to be looking at the bigger picture, especially when you get the kills. I think especially when you get the kills right now, we have to be thinking of the bigger picture. I'm not pushing up too far and too far. Like, just thinking, right, maybe number 5 here thinks, you know what, 30 seconds left here, I can kind of back away. Like, we've got Rules pushed up, we've got 7. I don't think Octi needs to be here as well, in my opinion. I think this is one of those where if you're Octi, you can back away and kind of just funnel them through. Because now, look what happens. You see how far they go in? How far they go in? All 4 players now are committed to this hill. If I pause this right now with 28 seconds left, I'm not saying, oh, one of these players should have rotated. I think there was I think somebody just had to like have a heads up play and say like either number 5 maybe backs up to middle or number 7 doesn't push up too much. Just kind of as a team have a heads up play, because now you have all 4 people in this area. It gets mixy because 25 seconds left. You don't really want to be here. Not all 4 of you for sure. You're going to get the scrap time, absolutely, but we don't really want all 4 people here in my opinion, because now we go through and the map's flipped. The map's flipped with 20 seconds left. It's going to be an even game. However, they have the new spawns here. You see? So that's the issue. Great 2 from War. Fantastic 2. He's going to hold through. He's holding the angle. Great play. Again, I want to see a bit more of a pedal go now. If you're number 7, I need to see you go, bro. I need to see you either... I actually would love right now, I would actually prefer is one person go with War. You just got a 2-piece. He just got a 2-piece. Put the momentum down, bro. Keep pushing through. Be annoying. You just got a 2-piece here. Go through this left side. Be annoying. Break the hill through the left. Because what you did is you got a 2-piece, but then you slowed it down. And look what happened. Look what happens. You get 1. Great play. You get 2. Right now, if I pause this right now, you gotta have the go button. You guys should be saying, you know what? We need to be going. We need to be running. We need to be trying to flip here. We've got the advantage, but no, look at number 7. He doesn't move. He plays the patient. Number 6 backs away. You see what I'm saying? So in my opinion, number 6 and number 7, you got to be aggressive here. This is why I think you guys could be a bit more of a team and say this. This is what should happen. Number 5 and number 8 should go, should put the sneakers on and go. Number 6 should bump the hill. So as number 8 goes, number 6 jumps on the hill. Number 7 can then play middle stairs and get information. Take his time. You can push through middle, bro. Take your time. Why? Because it could be in a corner. I understand that. Take your time. Be annoying. Take your time. Really play for that kill. If you can take a late pinch through middle, when they push through the left, you're going to be there. You're going to be there annoying. I'm not telling you to run to the hill, play your life, shoulder it, be annoying, but instead you're standing still. Number 6 is backed away. And now look, with 15 seconds, this is not the setup. So number 6, I really think you misread this one. Again, not the end of the world. It's all a learning curve. I think little plays like that. And now look, now War's by himself going through. But guess what? We're going through middle map. They're going to be set up now. And number 6 is going through. Number 7 is going through. Guess what? War dies now. Bo's by himself. He goes across here. Bo's by himself on the left. They go through middle. You guys get taken out. And just like that, you guys lose your gunfights. Just like that, they end up taking the control. So I think when you got the 2 down, that was your opportunity. Octi, again, doing his job well, playing his life well. I like this play. We went through it already. But it's, again, just the same thing. This hill, I don't think the blue team played it too well, if I'm honest with you. And this is why. This is exactly why. Right now, what the blue team doing really poor? They've got no map control middle, man. No map control middle. So I want you guys to look how easy this is for the yellow team to go through, because this applies to you guys when you guys are playing as well. Look how easy this is for War to jump over this guy's head. Look at this. Look at this. He just runs in. He just runs in and kills this guy. They made it way too easy for him. Now, whether they hold this or not is irrelevant to me. That actual break was way too easy. Goes through, fantastic 3-piece. He fries them. So again, yellow team, you got away with that. Fantastic play from War. Excellent shot. I've never had a problem with your shot. I thought it's always been great. But look at that. Your shot's unbelievable. You should be taking control of these lobbies, right? It just comes down to setups. I think the blue team had a terrible setup there, and you guys made the most out of it. And now you flip the spawns. But again, we can't be relying on that, okay? What's the problem now? No one going through middle. Same issue. Number 5, number 6. One of you need to bump the hill, bro. One of you bump the hill and go through middle. Right now, number 6, you are ahead, okay? Rules. Right now, you tell number 5, yo, play scrap. I'm pushing through. Fantastic play. You literally fried him right now. Right now. You should be thinking of the new hill. You should be thinking of map control. You should be trying to get annoying, trying to be annoying, trying to go through middle, trying to break it. While 8 goes this way, you're trying to break it this way. You should be saying, you know what? Yo, 5, bump me. This is your comms you guys should be saying. Bump me means I'm going to push up, you get in the hill. But instead, let's pause it. Let's pause it now. Number 5 and number 6, they're sharing the hill. There's no mid-map control. There's absolutely no mid-map control. Bo goes through again. Bo, if you're in this scenario, I don't think this is the best angle in my opinion. I think you're going to get traded here. Let's see what happens. I think you're going to get traded from that angle, yeah. So again, I can see that from a mile away. Just putting yourself in this better scenario, saying, right, if you're Bo right now, you have a few options here. One option is to get to this head glitch. The other option is to stay by boxes head glitch. But what you don't want to do is you don't lie on the floor there. Because you may get 1 kill, but you're going to get traded here. You need to be a difficult target here because you're 2v4. Right now, look at this. In my opinion, this is a really bad spot from Bo. He gets 1 maybe, but that's about it in my opinion. You see, he goes through, he ends up getting that 1. And now look, again, same with Octi. I trust Octi there to be in a better position, holding an angle. Because now look, now Bo's by himself, just like I mentioned. And even if he kills this guy, number 1 kills him, he gets traded. There's no middle map control. Do you remember what I spoke about earlier? The fact that number 5 and number 6, none of them went through middle, guess what that does? It opens up middle for number 3. So look at the domino effect we're having here. Look, so these players die. As they die, number 3 goes through middle. So these guys are now funneling through boxes. They're funneling through boxes. And guess what? Number 3 should get that kill. He gets that kill. You guys get a clean 4 wipe. Clean 4 wipe. That should never happen. Ever happen. There's so many little variables there. Every single player could play that a little bit differently. Now they're going to push through. Now look at this. They're going to keep you guys trapped here. I think that guy Zep was trolling, bro. Play a corner. You don't need to run out like that. Now they go through. You guys can't push through this way. They're going to hold the angles. I think they kind of trolled their setup. I don't think it's a good setup, to be honest, from them. I like this play from you guys taking your time, but now you guys get pinched. They know you're coming through boxes. They're holding the angles. It's never going to be easy. You're going through. Look, he takes out 1. He backs away. It's so difficult for them. It's so difficult. Rules is going to use a cruise missile. It's just desperation now. For me, it comes down to desperation, okay? Yo, what's good, Tandon? I'll answer you after this. We're just finishing this coaching board review, and I'll answer you guys in the chat. Appreciate you guys chilling with us today. And again, so this is obviously for Dallas Flat Tires. As we go into Black Ops 6, man, I think you guys have good gun skill. I think you guys have good fundamentals, good gun skill. It really comes down to the nitty-gritty, the small bits. And these are things that can definitely be learned. And it really comes down to having good attitude. I honestly believe if you guys look at good COD players and say, why aren't they on a team? It all comes down to attitude. I think this team has great attitude. I've spoken to them all individually. If they can learn to work together like they're kind of doing now and just keep growing, this is going to be no issue for them. They're going to look through and say, oh wow, we trolled that. Individually, they got the gun skill. It's not about that. The gun skill's never been an issue for this team. It's simply about those little areas there where they're not bumping the hill, they're not pushing together, they're not timing their attacks, they're not saying, right, let's watch middle together. They're doing it sometimes, there's some coordination, but sometimes they're doing the wrong play. And the good thing about coordinating things is even if you're making the wrong play, if you do it together, you're more than likely going to have success. What we just saw there was such a good play. Look at this. This is what I mean. Look at this play. He goes through. They're on the pinch right now. Blue team gets across, but look what happens. Bo and Octi go through here. Fantastic aggression. Look at this. Look at this play. As they go through, they got their AR watching over them. This was a great play. Look at this. Octi plays his life to perfection. J-Rules watches over them. The guy's like a sentry gun. There's one. There's two. Look, this guy's tweaking. There's two. There's three. There's four. Great play. Fantastic play. Now, what do we want to do? And this is where the team need to talk to themselves. Maybe have a call with me and say, right, what do we do here? What we need to do is say, okay, we need to gain map control. We need to have the map like this. We need to have the map so that they cannot cross this area. We are down. They only need 30 points to win. We need to be perfect here, and we need to set up for P1. So let's see what happens there. They hold through. They go through. Bo needs to stretch the map. There you go. This is what I want to see now. All I want to see right now from War. All I want to see from War is War shoulder this area. Shoulder this area and be the target. Let Bo sit in this corner. Let the people coming through middle be distracted by War. I want to see War as the bait here and just shoulder it. They're going to look at him. Bo gets the kill. And then he can help them if they need. They've got two people there. War has to help Bo middle map here. Bo cannot die here. Let's see what happens. Look, he has to help him. There you go. Perfect. Perfect. Hold this angle. You do not need to push up right now. Hold it. Just hold it. Let's see what they do. This is great. I'm really hoping it works well for them. Let's see. So right there, War's way too exposed here. He's way too exposed. He's just the bait. As soon this is the problem we have. Look where War's standing right now. You guys got to think about this from the minimap perspective. First of all, number 6, I wouldn't even mind if J-Rules pushed up a little bit to like this area here and just seeing what happened. I'm going to leave that out for now. I think that's okay where he is. They should know that nobody is around here. So they should all know that the enemy team are coming through middle. That should be a communication thing saying, you know what? I can't see anybody on this left street. I'm more than likely going to predict they're coming through middle, right? If that's the case, first of all, the equipment should be spamming right here. The second thing is War cannot die. Look how exposed he is. He's going to die here, guarantee. And look at that. Just like I said, he's way too exposed there. You got a shoulder. Right now, if you shoulder, you buy time for J-Rules and you give time to Bo. If you shoulder this War and you tell Rules, yo, we need help middle, bro. We need help middle. You play your life. You back away. But look what happens. It's the second War challenges, they die. The second challenges, they die. Because now there's 3v1, poor Bo is getting outnumbered, they get through, and look how flawless that break was. Now Rules is by himself, there's 3 of them here, They played that pretty poor, to be honest, they should have broke that. Octi's by himself, Rules holds that area down, to be fair, great play, 2v1, they go across, and they end up breaking that. So you can see you get a little bit, not fortunate there, I would say it was a good hold from Rules and Octi there, and a really good, I would say, setup from Bo there and War, but again, it comes down to just shouldering effectively and playing your life a little bit better there. I'm not expecting you guys to stay like 4v2, but again, just buying a bit more time, okay? We can't be that delicate in our pushes. We can't be letting 4 of them push through middle and getting nothing from it. Those are the little details we can work through. And it really comes down to practice in the same scenario. That wasn't a bad play from you guys. Now we go through. It gets extremely mixy. Look at that play. Fantastic. That's unfortunate. That's okay. We go across here. Octi goes through. Play the off angle. I love this play from Octi. I love this play from Octi. He should watch his right there. He should be able to get a kill here or two. I think he should help them out here. Let's see. Oh, a little bit bad timing there. It comes down to this, to be honest. It comes down to this again. 4 go down. We're just losing a lot of trades. But I think this gameplay is a little bit older, so it really comes down to team trades, and they're definitely doing a lot better of a job from what I've heard. It just comes down to the team trades, to be honest. Definitely not bad though. Definitely not bad. Great play from War. I've said it countless times. The guy can shoot. The guy can shoot. Fantastic play. 6 is on the pinch here. Again, timing right now. I want to see timing. Okay, so this is the perfect example of a bait and switch, and I want to see more of this, just a little bit cleaner. Look at this. Look at this from War and Bo. Look at this. Bo goes in and slides across. As Bo slides across, if War's a second more patient, he gets his kill because this Visuals' aim is on Bo now. War slides across and fries Visuals. This is something we've seen the Tiny Terrors do year on year on year. It takes time to practice. Unfortunately here you see War overcommits, ends up dying, right? So it wasn't as smooth as we want it to be. But again, the more they play together, the more they work on those 2v2s, they're really going to get there. I actually have advice for people that are playing as a team. If you guys are playing as a team, I would actually recommend when you guys are warming up, play 2v2s against each other. Keep mixing your teams, play 2v2s and do different scenarios. Do like 2v2 shipment and just work on challenging together and like working on your teamwork and stuff like that. And you will actually be surprised how much it helps you guys. I used to do this in Vanguard. I used to play 1v1s and 2v2s. My gun skill got so much better. I would play with this guy called Sappy. Hopefully he's still in the scene. That guy was cracked. And we would literally just play like 1v1 on shipment before GBs, and we would just get so twisted because we were playing against each other using our movement and stuff like that. And I really recommend you guys, if you're trying to improve as a team, play 2v2s, play shipment 2v2s to warm up. It's such a fun way of working in your teamwork and stuff like that, and I guarantee it will help you guys. And you can see right there, like at the end it kind of got mixy, so I don't really have much to say at the end, but I think that's definitely a winnable series. It really was a winnable series there. Overall, not bad, definitely not bad. I will say some of your breaks were pretty impressive considering they had map control. We just got to work on some of our setups a bit more. I think the setups we could definitely work on there. But YouTube, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as well. Dallas Flat Tires with the boy War, Rules, Octi, and Bo. Shout out those boys down below. And YouTube, if you guys want your own VOD review, whether it's a personal VOD or a team VOD, I'm going to be coaching now until Black Ops 6. And Black Ops 6, I'm looking for some long-term subscribers to coach you guys throughout the year. I'm looking at long-term clients. I want you guys to reach your potential, and I'm going all out for it. I'm going all out for Black Ops 6. I'm really going to up the coaching. If you guys have any feedback, let me know down below, and we're going to be coaching a lot of people for the next year. So if you guys want to be involved, hit me up on Discord, and I'll catch you guys for another one tomorrow. Peace.